Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and visiting with me today. I hope you're all having a great day. I am so thankful to be here to visit with you guys. It means a lot to me, and I'm just glad we're all here. So I received something in the mail today, and I am excited to share that with you. This little magnifier, and let me just tell you, I've already used it, so I know it works so much better than those sheets that I bought. Now, let me see if I can find it. I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, it's in a book. I closed it up in a book. I don't even know where that book's at. Anyway, I was going to try to show you the difference, but this works so much better. Now I don't have a battery in here because I'm the type that if the battery runs out, I'm not going to replace it anyway. So I'm just trying to see what it's going to be like in my future to use it. It didn't come with a battery, and so therefore I'd have to put batteries in it, and I think it uses 3 AAAs. But by the time those batteries run out, I'm never going to put a new battery in it, so this is the way I'm going to use it. And so, anyway, using that, just like that, it does help tremendously. I can see so much better. I can even lay that on there and see. That's exactly what I needed. That's what I was kind of looking for. That's what I had in mind. Now, it does work better if you pull it back. You can see better. But anyway, Darlene, thank you so much for that. I appreciate this. Now, I will just fess up and say, I had just ordered one that has a little stand, and I wasn't really sure, like, how's that going to work when I'm sitting in a chair, in my recliner chair, and trying to crochet with that in the book in my lap. It's one about like this, except it's on a little stand that would set on the book, and my book's not going to be level, and I was wondering, like, how's that going to work? But I'll figure it out. I was talking with Amy and Eva about it. Amy from Hooked on Wish and Crochet, and Eva from Adventures with Eva. Is that right, Eva? And so, anyway, we were talking about that, and Amy uses the one that's on the stand, and she can crochet with thread using that. And so, I'm thinking, okay, that's good. So I ordered it, and I told Amy that it would be in Friday, and she said, oh, that's fast. And so it wasn't like 30 minutes later, Amazon came and left us at the door. And so I opened it, I took a picture and sent it to Amy and said, oh, it already came. But it's actually a different one from what I ordered. And if the one that I did order, if it comes in and it works well, awesome. Then I'd have one for this desk, one for my chair, or one to put in my go bag, and one for my chair, and, whatever. So thank you, Darlene. I appreciate that. I was planning on buying something, and I was just looking for the right thing to buy. But I appreciate you, sending this. I definitely can get use out of this, because I don't know how well y'all can tell. Trying to get I know it's a big glare on it, so I don't know. But at least I won't be having to pick the book up trying to see. Like, I can definitely, I can even just lay this on there and I can see. Now, if I hold it up and hold it over, I can get it a little bigger. But that helps tremendously just like that. So, thank you, Darlene. I appreciate it. I've been enjoying working out of this book. I'm working on, I'll tell you what all I have going on from that book. I'm going to put my magnifier right here. I'm not a gadget person. So, sorry. So I knew I didn't want anything that was going to be in my way and stuff. And I think that'll just close up in a book, and that'll be great. Okay, so I'm working on the belly of a snail. I'm working on my shell part, the shell of the snail. And let me just tell you, this is looking beautiful, but all that back row mess is about to get old. I could do without all that back row, but that's what's making it so pretty. So I'll keep doing it. But I don't wanna. Just know I'm kicking and screaming inside when I'm doing that. But no, this is beautiful. I cannot wait to get this done. And then the outside of this, the part on top of this is going to be purple. And so, let me see, I have my purple right here, where I had started the wrong part with purple. That's going to be on top of that. And then this is going to be under it. And that's the, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get that done. Okay, but I cannot work on this unless I have my book and I'm able to read the pattern on my book and all that kind of stuff. I also have some arms going on. And I am working on a big old foot. I mean, this is going to be a big old foot. I'm glad I went with these big old arms. Because, you know, you get to pick your arms and you get to pick your feet and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm kind of glad I went with these big old arms because that's a big old foot, right? Yeah. Somewhere I have a washer that I kind of wanted to put in the bottom of that before I get started. And if Big Daddy makes a loop back through here to say goodnight, I'm going to get him to get this basket down that I think I might have that washer in. Let's see. And then I have some stitch markers in my bucket. But that's what I have in my bucket that I'm working on. But like I said, I have to have that book with me to work on that. I want a project to work on that I don't have to think about anything. I'm just kind of, I can do whatever I want to do. There's no directions per se. Okay. So that's what I'm fixing to show you. My project that I want to get going, just so that I can work on it whenever I don't want to work on anything else. Okay, Big Daddy came in here and he reached up there and got that basket down for me. And that's exactly where I thought these were. I have these washers. I was using these at one time to go in the bottom of some crochet creatures. I think some ghosts and things that I made. Maybe back when I was loom knitting. So these have been hanging around for a while. And it fits perfectly down in the bottom of this foot. I can hot glue that in there if I want to. And actually, if you can see the roundness of my foot, it fits that perfect. I got too much weight there for me to hold. But let me see if I can lay this on there so you can see. It fits that perfect. I could hot glue that in there, and that would probably help my guy stand up well. It would keep that from probably bubbling out, making it round, you know, because I want it flat. So that would probably help a lot. And let me see if it tells what size this is. You know, I don't see anything. I just see a UAH. I don't see any kind of size on these. But if you're interested in doing that, you can make one of your 1 foot about this, you know, much. And then you could go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware or wherever you shop and see what fits in your foot. Also, there's these. Now, she did mention in the pattern that you could slip these little gel down in the arms. Because the arms really aren't like stuffed. I put a tiny bit of stuffing down in the biggest part of my arm and then crocheted it on up without any stuffing. But you can drop some of these in there to weight the arms to hang down. But I felt like my arms were going to be okay. But sometimes I used to put some of these like in a little pantyhose stocking foot thing and tie that up and put it in the bottom of projects to help them stand up, you know, not fall over so easily. You can do that in these kind of projects, any of these kind of projects, you know, if you feel like you need that. I bought those plushy stands, so mine do stand up. But anyway, you can pick these up at Dollar Tree. I think their craft stuff just recently went up. It may be $1.50 or $1.75 now, but that's a lot of beads right here. Whatever you call those things. Glass beads. Glass gems. Glass gems. Alright, guys. I wanted to show y'all that real quick. Alright, the other thing I wanted to show you is in a lot of my Woobles projects, I have leftover yarn. And so I want to use that yarn. And I was trying to think of a project to put all that yarn into. And also, you know, I had got some of these in the mail of different, just little bitty pieces of the Woobles type tube yarn. And I can use those. And so here I'm just pulling out some little small pieces of different colors to get me going. Also, let me see what else I got right here. Oh, got some pink. Anyway, let me see what is in Millie's bag, because I had a lot left over out of her bag since I ended up using a variegated. But, here we go. Each of the Woobles kits has leftover yarn in them. I'm going to get all my kit packages and dump all those into a Ziploc bag. And then use the yarn that's in there, except for this glitter yarn. I'm saving that in case I want to make any more millies. I'll have that tongue for her. So I am saving that one. I'm not going to use it in this project. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just making a cosplay hat to wear on the head. I'm just making a cosplay hat, and I don't feel like mine's got to be, you know, like perfect or anything like that. I'm just going to get going and just have some fun with it. Just crocheting different colors. No rhyme or reason. It's just scraps of this that I'm making a hat with. And so, yeah, I'm going to start off with 6 single crochets. And I'm going to do 6 for a long time before I actually start working on the hat, because I want it to curl on the end. So I'm going to get going with this, and then I'll give you guys an update about my health. So anyway, I did chain 2 and went back in the first one to do 6 single crochets. That was 1, 2, uh-oh, 3, maybe, I don't know, 4, 5, and 6. 6, but it looks like I got really bulky on one side. Nope, that's right. I'm gonna get this going for a couple of rows. Alright. Yeah, that's going to curl in the wrong way, so I am going to have to turn that the right way in a moment. But I was going to do about, I don't know, I'm not having a certain amount of color for rows because some pieces may be a little bit longer than others, but I'm not looking to do long sections of a certain color. I'd probably end it like, say that red over there. I probably wouldn't use that whole thing unless I was at a bigger part of the hat and it was going around. So I just wanted to count my 6 to make sure that I was getting going. Now I know that I have 6, and I'm not even going to count for this. I'm just going to go until I get ready to start the other part. And now what I need to do is cup this the wrong way because my noodle's outside the bowl. Come on. Come on. Okay, I didn't need that after all. Alright. Now I should be able to just crochet, and I don't want to use a stitch marker on this part because when it's only 6 stitches around, the stitch marker is in my way, and it's very annoying. So now I'm just going to crochet. Okay, so my doctor did call me yesterday. I'd put in a message for him, and he called, and if you remember, about 2 weeks ago, my pinky started just turning white, and it was doing that a lot. He put me on a medication for that when I had called, and he called me on a medication to Target, and so I picked up that medication and started it like immediately. And unfortunately, a side effect from that medication is the swelling. Something about, let me see what he said. It opens up the blood vessels, but it can open them up too much and the body can't keep up, and therefore you get too much fluid on your body. So he said that's exactly what's happened. And so he said, stop taking it. But you know, every medication we take, there is a side effect. And so, yeah. So that medication is causing me to swell up like I was. And so I'm so glad that was an easy fix. You know, just stop taking that medication, which, you know, it hasn't happened yet. I mean, I stopped taking the medication. I'm not going to take it anymore. But now I just got to get this fluid off. And he told me to park it. He said, park it. And he knows how I am. He knows me. Oh my gosh. He has been my doctor for like over 20 years, so he knows exactly how I am. And he said, you need to park it. And I told him, you know, I didn't go to my appointment in Shreveport because I knew that was just going to make my legs swell more riding in the car like that. And he was like, yeah, you know, he agreed. And I told him I do have one Friday, and I really just can't miss that one. it's to go see the pain doctor. And he's like, okay. And he's like, go to that appointment, but this weekend you are to get them legs up, park it. And then I was like, well, I gotta go pick up prescriptions at Target. And he's like, what? Oh God, he told me I was on rest all weekend, not to do anything, keep my legs up. And he said, I told him, I was drinking a lot of water, trying to flush it out and all. And he's just like, you're probably drinking too much water. Let me count this, because I think for some reason, I skipped a stitch in there. I don't think I have 6 anymore. I think I went down to 5. Let me see real quick. Oh, I think I have 6. Okay, so he told me to, on the water, he said, you're probably drinking too much and your body already has a lot of fluid in it. To, drink when you're thirsty, but don't just sit there and guzzle water. That is not necessarily going to help. And so, yeah. So hopefully getting off that medication and resting my legs this weekend, this week and this weekend. He told me, the rest of the week and weekend, that just rest, get my legs up. I told him I've been trying to do that. And he said, well, doing that and still being on that medication wasn't going to work. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And I'm glad there was a simple answer, except for that does leave me exposed for the finger issue, of course. But hopefully we can just keep an eye on that and make sure nothing else, make sure it's not getting anything crazy. I don't know. It's so hard because every medication has a side effect, right? So that is hard. But anyway, I did appreciate him calling me promptly like he did and talking with me. And he's going to see me in his office in 2 weeks. So yeah, that was good. That was good. I appreciate him. I've been with him, like I said, for 20 years. And so, I'm glad that he has stuck with me. Because the way I ended up with him was the doctor before him said I was out of his league and I was going to find a new doctor. And then the nurse, a nurse friend that I had that worked at the same place, he called and said, you didn't go to your appointment. I was like, yes, I did. He told me I was out of his league to find a new doctor. And he went and talked to this doctor, and then he called me back and he said, would you see him? And I was like, yeah. And so he got me an appointment with this doctor. Anyway, hopefully that's going to get me on the right track, because this swelling is bad. It is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut my orange yarn and keep going in the white for just a little bit. And I'm probably going to put a black pipe cleaner in this part and curl it. This is the top of my hat. It's a cosplay hat. And I just know after I get this done enough where I can get it to curl around into a, you know, like a circle, then I'll start increasing to actually make the hat part. Probably about ready. The only thing about this is I am going to be changing colors a lot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tie these two. If I can get my hook out of the way. I should have tied these two sooner, but I didn't. So it is, I'm recording this late Wednesday night for Thursday's video. I'll probably record on it some more on Thursday, but I'm starting it Wednesday night. I took a long nap just a little bit ago and woke up really late. I took way too long of a nap, but I guess my body needed it. Okay, I'm just gonna stuff this in there because there's no use in clipping it whenever I can just stuff it in. All right. Now I'm gonna add some, what color? Some blue. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and start my next stitch. This little 6 stitches around is a little too fidgety for me, but I'm gonna try to do this because I really want to do this project. And like I said, this is a project I can just work on at any time. I don't have to have a book or any kind of pattern. So I can probably, this would be a project I could take somewhere with me if need be. But usually I don't take any projects with me nowadays. Like when I go for my infusions, we already know they're going to knock me out as soon as they give me those pre-meds. That medication's going to knock me out so fast. There's no way I could crochet, so I don't even take crochet projects to that anymore. A long time ago, I did, but I didn't get the same pre-meds as I get for this medication. And so I'd fall asleep if I just sat there a long time and got drowsy, but I wasn't like knocked out as soon as the infusion started, you know. So what project do you have that you like to work on that you can just crochet on and you don't need a pattern or a book or something? It's just a leisurely project Do you have a project like that? Tell us about it in the comments below if you would like to. Uh-oh. Probably should go ahead and tie off my white. I'm going to tie that off and stuff it down in there. All right, get down in there. Let me grab one of these hooks over here with the rubber handle to get that in there. Okay. See, I just want little short sections to get going on this hat. I just want little short sections on it. Of the colors. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Okay. I think I'm about ready to change colors again. Maybe another row or two. Just changing colors gets, you know, old quick too. I want a long enough piece here that I can probably put pipe cleaner in this. I might take a couple of pipe cleaners and twist them together and put some tape on the end so they're not pokey, and put them up in this. So I can curl this little section, give it a loop-de-loop. All right, that's probably good. I need to change to something else. I have lots of colors here in front of me. Maybe some red. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to find that end piece there. Okay. Let's see. We'll go in, pull up my yarn, and get my red on there to go. And now we've changed to red. I've got to get my desk cleaned off. I think I should probably just get a box and rake everything off into that box. And then take the box and put things away. Get that done. So, it's probably what I'm going to do. We're not going to tell my doctor. Oh. Alright, I'm going to work on this a while, and then I'll be back. I'll be back with whatever else I'm doing today for Thursday. I have Paige coming in the morning, and so I'll be back and film some in the morning. So I've been working on my hat. You can see I have a long way to go. I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, seriously, what was I thinking? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I could stop now and make it a doll size hat. Like, that would make more sense. Anyway, I don't know. I kept meaning to stop and go ahead and get my pipe cleaners and put in this before I got too far. And I kept telling myself that, but yet I kept crocheting. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the pipe cleaners in there, but I'm going to try. And I think that's my next yarn to put in this, but I don't know. Let me even see if that fits Patina. Let me see. She's over here taking a nap. Well, I'm trying to pick her up. Oh. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's perfect fit for Patina. And it's just a crazy hat. You know what? I think I'm done. I was going to make this hat for myself as just a silly hat. But you know what? I got so many other projects and kits to do. I don't know why I was wasting my time doing this. So, I think I'm going to still try to stick some pipe cleaner in there because I do want to coil this a little and then it just be a silly hat for Patina. That's what I'm doing, friends. I'm so glad y'all talked me into that. Thank you. Thank you for talking me out of the crazy. Hat almost done. Alright, really, I came back on to share this little bit of satisfaction with you guys. I hope it works out correctly. I love it when these are smushed and we can watch it fill up with air. They might be in another package inside this package. We'll see. Oh, they are smushed like all the way. They didn't swell up like I was hoping they would. This is some yarn from Amazon. It is just called, I don't know, yarn, Mooaske. It was 3 balls for like $7.99. And I picked this pastel color. Well, it was a disappointment. It didn't swell up and all that like I was expecting it to. This is 50-gram ball, so 150 grams right there. But I'm definitely going to turn this hat into a patina hat. I don't know. I was just crocheting and crocheting on this, and I was thinking, you know, I have all these kits and things that I want to do, and I'm sitting here crocheting on this hat that is like going to take me for a year to make. So I did twist 2 strands of pipe cleaner together, and it's way too long, so I'm going to kind of fold it in half, but not exactly in half. This piece is a little bit longer, and so I'm going to twist this around. Well, let's try. I wanted to twist this around, and I wanted to bend this up just a little. That way I don't have any sharp points poking. All right, let me see if I can run this up through there. Well, I was going to try to run that up through this hat, but it's stuck and it's bending on me. I should have did this long before now. But I kept crocheting. It's right here, and it may be bent up in there. Let me see. Ah, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Well, okay, that's as far as I'm going to be able to get it. And it's not what I wanted. I wanted this. And I might could put a piece of pipe cleaner in from this end. I probably could do that. Let me turn this one up. Yeah. I can put a piece of pipe cleaner in from this other end and turn that some. I wanted to kind of, you know, just kind of Dr. Seussy like. So what y'all think? Oh, Patina. You're a good sport, Patina. Okay, so I think I might need to make a brim. I think I could go ahead and put a brim on it. So that's probably what I'm going to do, is add a brim. But right now, I got some other things I need to go and get done. And I will check back on with you guys later on. Alright, friends, I am back going to finish up this little hat. I'm so glad that I decided to make this to fit Patina and not work on it forever to fit myself. I wanted a hat like this, but I just don't have it in me to do it right now. So, and I have so many other things that I need to be doing videos on. So anyway, this is Patina's hat. She will like it. She won't complain about anything about it. It is Thursday when I'm recording this clip right now. Big Daddy's at work. He'll be coming in soon. Well, he'll be coming in a little bit. And then tomorrow we have my doctor's appointment in Shreveport. I have been doing exactly what my doctor said and what I was doing already. Getting my legs up and getting some of that fluid off and up to my LASIK, you know. And so I feel like some of that fluid's probably coming off. I know it has because I have been going to the bathroom like crazy. So, and then, so we have that doctor's appointment in Shreveport tomorrow. That's a long ride in the car, and it's not going to be easy on me. It's going to be hard on me. And probably make me swell up a good bit. But at least I've got some fluid off, so I'll be starting all over on the weekend. And I'm just going to have to do that. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'll check this and make sure I just did something that I was right. Let me check something on this and see if I did that right or not. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let me go ahead and cut my yellow while I am fiddling with it. Anyway, so after my doctor's visit tomorrow in Shreveport, by the time we get home, I'm gonna be done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. That kind of done. And so I'll have to start over with the weekend with, you know, getting my legs up, trying to get this fluid off. But we'll do it. And now that I'm not going to be taking that medication that my doctor said is what caused all this to begin with, all the fluid should come off pretty quickly. So even starting over on Saturday, it'll be okay. I'm gonna do exactly what my doctor said and not guzzle water like I was. I was guzzling the water, and he said, no, you already got enough fluid on you. Just drink when you're thirsty. But anyway, I'm definitely running back and forth to the restroom a lot, so I feel like I'm all good. I hate that every medication we take has another side effect, you know? That's just the way it is, but I hate that. And a lot of the medications that I do take for lupus, scleroderma, Raynaud, Sjögren's, those medications do have bad side effects. There was another medication I took one time, Lyrica. I took that years ago, and it made me swell up like, oh no, a puffer fish. I was so swollen. I went to the doctor, and, you know, he's like, you're allergic to that Lyrica. Because that was the only new medicine I had started. That was years ago, but I remember that. It was bad. I'm almost finished with this. The brim's not going out the way I really wanted it to, but it'll be okay. I might can turn it up some. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. And so I was talking with someone this morning about my booth and what I was, thinking about. I talked about my booth a few videos back, maybe about 2 or 3 videos ago, and trying to decide what I should do. And I am waiting to hear back from another place that might be a little more suitable for me. I didn't even put my stitch marker back in. But I know where I should pull it out at. Right here. And I think I'm going to just call this done. Could turn that up a little if I want to, or I could move it down a little if I want to. But let me see. I think that's fine for her right there. I'm going to finish that off. And call it done. I still want to put a piece of more pipe cleaner in the top part of that, and I might be able to find some real quick. Let's see. Let me see. Let me weave this end in, this little tail. Weave that tail in, and see if I can find a piece of pipe cleaner. Anyway, so I was talking to someone this morning about what I'm considering doing, and she did tend to believe my things would sell better at this other place. And I was worried about that with the flea market. People are there looking for a bargain, looking for a deal. But, about every other month I sell really well there. But it's not consistently enough. Like, whatever I sell really well that month, I'm gonna, not really make anything on that, because I'm going to save that to give to her next month for the rent, the booth rent. So I don't see where I've been that profitable. No, it hasn't been consistently. About every other month, like I said. All right, there's Bettina's hat. That's crazy enough for me right there, but let me see if I can find a piece of pipe cleaner right here. I am glad I went ahead and paused that, because when I bend over, it puts pressure on my stomach, and a lot of times I just throw up every time I bend over. So that was one of the times I'm glad I hit pause before I bent over. That was not going to be nice for anyone. Alright, I don't want to... Okay, I would like to cut these, but I would also like to kind of bend that in because, well, it's just me and Patina, and I don't think she's going to holler if she gets poked. And surely I had enough sense not to mess with it to get poked. But who knows? I got it. It took a lot though, but I got it. Okay. Alright, let me see what I got going on here. Oh, look at that. That is the piece that, where I bent it. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see. I'll hold that like that for a second. I don't know. It's whimsical. It's whimsical, and that's what I was going for myself. So, it's great that it's whimsical for Patina also. Alright, so there I am. I'm finished where Patina's at. This is not the video I planned for today. Oh, goodness. It is not. Not at all. I had other things planned. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes I get sidetracked. But at least I was able to make a video. And that's great. Alright, guys. I'm going to let you all get going. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye, friends.